To all of the trigger happy people out there saying things like, it needed to happen, bombing Iran tonight, the short sightedness is stunning. Are you going to be the one to strap up and go boots on the ground if we end up at war with Iran? No. You will be laying in bed watching the news in your 600 thread count linen sheets while poor kids go to die. Should the Islamic Republic have had nuclear weapons? Hell no. They are a vile, vehement regime that have terrorized their own people and the Middle East at large for 45 years. But what we just did tonight without congressional approval will have consequences. Every base in the Middle East just became a target. We were not involved in this directly before, but we are very likely now at war. A war that could spiral into something significantly more widespread and deadly. I am so sick of the trigger-happy people out there pretending as if there was no other solution and that there aren't consequences to our actions.
Hello and welcome to Van TV Media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends to get daily updates.
Hello, welcome back to Van TV Media, guys. Thank you, guys, for making this channel to be where it is, because if you are not you, I couldn't be where I am right now. I appreciate so much. For the newcomers, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, will be the first one to view. And for the returning subscribers, I am grateful. Thank you so much for all doing so, for coming in and supporting this channel, this amazing channel, so that we can move on smoothly. So guys, we are going to talk about this ongoing war that is there in Russia, Iran versus Israel. This war, Iran versus Israel, because this is the war that makes people here in the world, not only in Asia, not only in Europe, not only in US, but also here in Africa, we are supposed to think of, because this war may cause a lot of damages, may cause a lot of problem even as Africans. So we are supposed to tackle this war. We are supposed to talk, we are supposed to think about this war, how this war is going on. We've seen United States have decided, have joined this war, and some of the people in United States are responding on to this war. So we are going to see on how Americans have responded after Donald Trump said that he is going to be part of this war by defending Israel, fighting what? Fighting Iran. And you remember that Russia said that if Donald Trump, if United States will join this war and fight Russia, fight Iran, Russia will come in and start fighting. So this is what is happening, guys.
America have officially entered Israel's war against Iran. Donald Trump ordered B-2 bombers to drop 6 bunker buster bombs on the Fordow nuclear power plant and 30 Tomahawk missiles launched from subs at other nuclear sites in Iran. There is no turning back now. Iran hasn't been left with many options at all. Iran has already asserted that they're going to retaliate. What else can Iran do? If they don't retaliate, then Israel and the US will continue to take advantage of the situation. So Iran will try and establish some sort of deterrence. It feels like we're spiraling into a long, drawn-out war. What the US and Israel have done here is well and truly establish them as the aggressors, the imperialist forces. We already knew it, but now there is no doubt about it. Hold on, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
To all of the trigger-happy people out there saying things like, it needed to happen, bombing Iran tonight, the short-sightedness is stunning. Are you going to be the one to strap up and go boots on the ground if we end up at war with Iran? No. You will be laying in bed watching the news in your 600 thread count linen sheets while poor kids go to die. Should the Islamic Republic have had nuclear weapons? Hell no. They are a vile, vehement regime that have terrorized their own people and the Middle East at large for 45 years. But what we just did tonight without congressional approval will have consequences. Every base in the Middle East just became a target. We were not involved in this directly before, but we are very likely now at war. A war that could spiral into something significantly more widespread and deadly. I am so sick of the trigger-happy people out there pretending as if there was no other solution and that there aren't consequences to our actions.
Iran threatened to fucking release its sleeper cells, and then the next day, Trump dropped 6 bunker buster bombs with our big, beautiful stealth bombers and fires 30 Tomahawk missiles, all at Iran's deep underground, 300-foot underground nuclear facility, obliterating it. But it looks like, by all means, we're at war. We didn't want war. Our economy sure as fuck doesn't need a fucking war. But maybe if they crippled Iran enough, Israel could probably take over. I hope it goes like that. But you have to remember, there's going to be sleeper cells popping up all over the fucking place, especially here thanks to our wide open southern border we had for fucking 4 years. So buckle up, everybody, because shit's about to get real. If you're near a major city, I'd stay away from large fucking crowds, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else, but I guarantee you, if Iran does have sleeper cells here in the United States, we're going to start seeing shit hit the fan real bad, real fucking quick. I'm talking like probably starting tomorrow.
So because the United States government is basically Israel's bitch, we struck 3 sites in Iran, nuclear sites, which the Iranians knew would happen and had long since evacuated those sites. And of course, representatives like Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Bernie Sanders, Rashida Tlaib all came out and said this is unconstitutional and it's getting us into Israel's fight. If you're an American who thinks what Donald Trump did is justified, then you don't give a fuck about American citizens or American soldiers in the Middle East, because what Donald Trump did was unnecessary and put soldiers and us as Americans in harm's way. Trump says he's hoping that bombing Iran would, bring them back to the table for diplomacy. By the way, they've always been at the table. They were part of the Iran nuclear deal. We backed out of it. And instead of negotiating, we decided to do Israel's job, because truthfully, they're too weak to do it themselves. And as an American, I can tell you that if somebody struck American facilities, nuclear facilities, military bases in this country, we would strike them back hard and they would deserve it. And now how are we going to feel when they strike us? Are we going to say that this is an act of terrorism? Are we going to blame them for being aggressive and defending themselves? Or are we going to understand that we started this shit and now we're going to pay the price?
Go fight Iran. You go form an army and fight Iran. You go to Israel and fight Hamas. We are American people. It's not our problem. And you're not going to convince us otherwise. We're done. Israel has been convincing us that their issues and their enemies in the Middle East are ours since the 80s. And all it's done is cost us trillions of dollars and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of American lives. We are done. The deception is over. The game is over. And you're not going to insult us because we're done playing. You're not going to insult us because we're done with Israel's wars and done with you controlling the right-wing geopolitical discourse. We're done, and we're not going to be insulted. You've gone too far. Israel's time running our foreign policy is over.
There is no nice way to put this, but go direct and tell you that the United States is at war. The United States is at war with Iran. They joined Israel in bombing attacks of 3 nuclear sites. The United States with B-2 bombers joined in the attack and has attacked Iran. The United States directly has now attacked Iran. Yeah, I know for the last week, President says, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't do it. It's been done. So now, throughout the Middle East, every single soldier has to be at watch, because Iran warned the United States. Iran said, hey, if you attack us, we will attack back, and we will attack military bases around the Middle East. So the breaking news is this: the United States is now at war. The president's going to speak in about an hour. He's going to tell us everything that's gone on up to this point. The president should give us a full update on exactly what went on and what they expect to go on. At least that's what I think he's going to talk about. But again, just know this: the United States is now at war.
Congratulations, President Trump.
I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu.
It's always two dumb telling each other exactly. Wallahi azim henni al-tanan majneen. They're over here celebrating and congratulating each other when they did nothing. The strikes that Trump initiated against Iran hit nothing. The nuclear sites that he targeted had all been emptied weeks ago. Fordo nuclear facility, every single remnant of enriched uranium had been transferred out of the facility. There weren't even any people there. This is just two egotistical old men patting each other on the back for accomplishing nothing. But what will happen is that American bases are going to be targeted. American infantrymen, military men are going to be legitimate targets. I don't know what happened to America first, but that sure is not it. We're sitting here congratulating one another for putting Israel.
Remember how Captain Poopface was all like, oh, there's going to be no new wars under me. And then he was saying, well, I'm going to decide about Iran in the next 2 weeks. Well, I guess he decided to post this on his little Truth Social. The fact that this man has the temperament of a 12-year-old child who flip-flops more than John Kerry is absolutely astounding. And yet we had all of these people who supported him saying, see, there's going to be no more conflict. But then we have conflict that we do not need to be a part of. Conflict that Israel started. But of course, because he's just a little puppet and AIPAC is going to do whatever they want with him and the others, I guess we're getting involved now, aren't we? So we're going to get mired down in the Middle East for absolutely no reason. We are going to start unaliving a bunch of innocent individuals who want nothing to do with their own government, all because Captain Turdlips decided, hey, I guess today's just the day I'm going to flip-flop, change my mind again, and I need to act like a big, strong boy because nobody likes me at home.
Our president is now dragging us into a war. And how did he drag us into it? Well, he took Iran out of the nuclear disarmament agreement. He put sanctions back against them. So he let the cow out of the barn. The cow's now been free for 7 years. It's not going back in the barn. And now Israel, right next door, is worried that Iran is going to have nuclear weapons any day. For what it's worth, Israel's been saying for 20 years that Iran any day is going to have nuclear weapons. Israel is claiming that this is a preemptive strike. A preemptive strike is just an attack. And we are going to be dragged into this because they have started a fight they cannot win. They know Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. That's the only reason they're comfortable attacking them. Last night, he tweeted all over the place that everybody in Tehran needed to evacuate immediately because there was going to be a massive loss of life. What a terrible shame, because he warned Iran that they should have signed the pact with him. What does that sound like? That sounds like a direct threat. Donald Trump was elected telling his base that he was going to get us out of these wars, out of the Ukraine war, out of the Gaza war. Instead, those wars are much worse, and he has dragged us directly into it.